As I mentioned here before on the show, it's a funny thing, isn't it? How one little thing can set off literally an explosion. Of course, we're talking about the alleged photoshopping mistake that the Princess of Wales made, and now it's really opened a huge can of worms. What's interesting though, and I don't know if you find this, and I wanted to share this with you, is this. If you remember, it was something and nothing that's been picked out by an agency, a couple of news agencies who decided in their infinite wisdom to kill the picture. Who are they to decide this? I'm sure they have pictures in their back gallery that are very, very, shall we say, circumspect. They're not everything, as we know with the mainstream media, can't be trusted. So it's fascinating to think that this poor lady who literally just decided to adjust a certain element of a picture has been completely hung out to dry. But now it gets worse, you see, because if you recall, an alleged source told the New York Post, page 6, the infamous gossip column, that Meghan Markle simply wouldn't have made a mistake like that. She was too freakishly determined to make sure everything was checked. And of course it was nothing to do with her at all, or indeed Prince Harry. But you see, this is where people get it and they make an even bigger mistake. This is Meghan, of course, who claimed that there was a fire in the nursery where she had to leave Prince Archie, where she was forced out to meet the general public. Turned down, it was of course quite a few corridors down and just a minor bit of smoke from a fan heater. So you can understand exactly why people are not literally believing Meghan Markle and her clutches around this particular story. Let's not forget, she said in a British court of law that she had nothing to do with that now infamous book from her chum. Remember the book? And then miraculously she'd forgotten. Yes, little Miss Forgetful once again. So you come away thinking, here is a woman who's perpetually lied, including of course claiming the spectacle of her wonderful royal wedding. Well, they had a secret wedding, and then the Archbishop of Canterbury had to come out and say no, she'd forgotten. This has literally made the job of William Morris Endeavour far more difficult now, let me tell you, because quite frankly they're thinking, shut up, keep out of the picture, it would have worked a lot better. It gets worse though, as we now know, as the story evolves and develops. But you see, if you are Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, as late as a couple of weeks back now, basically claimed that not everything was true in his book regarding his drug-related incidents. So how on earth are you expecting anybody in the public domain to actually believe that you had nothing to do with this particular comment regarding the Princess of Wales? It gets people talking about you, but you never banked, of course, on this turning round and being such an ugly mess for someone else to deal with. It's fascinating how these stories develop, as I often say here on the show, but I wanted to know from you, do you believe Meghan had nothing to do with that particular statement or not? I literally throw it back. Obviously, we like to remain impartial here on the show, but I'd love to know, as someone who knows exactly how the media operates, do you believe it or not? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.